What's up? It's your boy Laws OSS 980, other side of sports in the building. It's me and Aaron rocking out. No D today, but we gonna get into it. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. Of course, I got the question of the day. We're gonna talk some NBA. We're gonna talk the Washington Wizards. They did catch an L last night. But we're gonna get into all that. The NFL, of course, we're gonna talk about it. But for starters, we got a question of the day. Question of the day comes in. Says, I've been with my boyfriend for a little over 2 years. Mostly things are great. We communicate well, resolve disagreements well, have excellent sexual chemistry, are really good at responding to one another's boundaries, personal space, etc. Usually. Long story short, I found out that he has a TikTok account where he follows a handful of pretty women. I didn't find this out via any kind of snooping. He sent me a leak of a video from his account, which featured his real name and a real photo of him as a profile pic, a photo in which he is shirtless. Given that we are kind of older, he prides himself on being a non social media guy. I was surprised. I mulled for a bit and then asked him about it. He instantly became defensive, dismissive, condescending, belittling, accused me of following him around the internet and spying on him. By this point, I was crying. He said any porn accounts he followed must have been by accident multiple times. He literally didn't follow anything else and that he delete them just for me. He said this very condescendingly. Then he hung up on me. This is not the guy I know. He's entitled to his privacy, but he's not entitled to treat me like that. I'm not sure what best practices are here because I'm in a long this I was in a long-term relationship for a long time before this. Before we got together. Um, got together before this social media thing really became a thing. Um, blah 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 blah. What should I do?
Mind your business.
Just mind your business.
That's all, dog. He a straight man. What you want him to look at? If there's no evidence of him out here piping nothing, leave the man alone. Let that man scroll on the internet.
Let him scroll, Aaron.
Oh, let him
He
scroll.
out here, he following porn accounts and all kind of stuff, dog. He going hard. Then she say that's all he follow is young.
That's what the internet for.
Dog, I guess the magazine, they don't make no magazines no more. They only
Right.
had the mags.
Right.
So
Because you
this
got
the
the
new
phone in
mag.
your hand.
It's the new magazines, dog.
You know, youngers don't want a man to have no joy that doesn't include them. Just mind your business. Just leave the bam alone. As long as his behavior not changing and he's not, slipping and sliding out, doing stuff he ain't supposed to do, what's the problem?
Yeah, as long as he ain't out there slipping and sliding, huh? Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, first, clearly, I mean, you should be able to have conversations about different things, right? You should be able to talk about it if y'all in a relationship. But trying to shame the Bama over the jump, I just don't think that's the right move either. So, I mean, is it a big deal? I mean, if the Bama out here, going to the bar every night and he ain't never coming home, and you know what I'm saying, like Aaron say, he out here off the slip and slide, then okay. But
Look at the youngers on the internet, like, stop.
it's not. Um, yeah. Okay, hold on. I gotta work. Not sure if you guys know, but it would if you have a chance a few questions, Aaron and the. Mm, okay, yeah, I'll throw that into the show at some point later on. Um, okay, on to some sports though. We got to talk about it. Wizards started the year out. They were 2-0 before last night. They come up against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets gave them that work, and they caught a L. I have liked what I've seen from the Wizards so far. I am pleasantly surprised with Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm pleasantly surprised with Kyle Kuzma. I'm pleasantly surprised with uh, Montrezl Harrell. I'm pleasantly surprised with uh, what's the other Bama we acquired? Caldwell Pope.
No, I know where you going. Who you disappointed in? Get to
Dog. Aaron Holiday some trash, dog. To me, he looked like a rec league baller. I can find him up Bowie Rec Center, dog. It's just that simple. I know somebody, we in a small city. I know somebody, dog, I'm gonna tell him you said, tell him. He rec league, dog. The Batman don't, he not, to me, he not NBA caliber player. The way he get minutes, like he get minutes. And I
Yeah,
know he's a filling guy, but
his minutes are definitely heavy compared to what he provides production wise. But I mean, I think for a second or third string point guard, he's just a guy. I don't think he's significantly worse than another any other third or second string backup point guard. He ain't the
I
reason they lost against the Nets.
okay, yeah. But when he comes in, I just see like the play level just tails off. And I don't, I mean, I'm not, and I don't know how you shorten up your rotation or what guys kind of get more burn. But that Bama be turning the rock over. He looked fidgety and like he not sure where his place is on the like I won't got time for that. Yeah, they got me hyped because the game one, Bams was hooping. Game one, I was like, oh, we out here. And they look like a competent basketball team. I still want to see more. I mean, well, few things that I say are positives. One, they were sharing the basketball. That's something I to be noted. I felt like the offense was more than Bradley Beal, which I was, looking for to see what kind of rotations they would have and how he would be utilized. And yes, he was staying aggressive, but it looked like there's a good cohesive like unit. And then thirdly, it looks like they enjoy playing together. You know what I'm saying? They can't win them all. We know they're not going to win all 82 games, but it looks like they are comfortable playing with each other and that they like to play with each other and they like playing for their coach. Something I haven't seen out of this team in decades, but an excitement to actually play. The other night when they went into overtime with the Indiana Pacers, Bradley Beal did not play. And in years past and times past, I mean, somebody can Google and pull it up. They would have not never ever won that game without Bradley Beal, dog.
Fact.
It wouldn't have went to overtime. It wouldn't. They would have been blown out by halftime by 40. They wouldn't have had a chance. And to see them not only have a chance, but show that they are an above average basketball team was very encouraging to me. I mean, of course, if they would have went 3-0, bro, I'd be talking championship on this jump today. But they lost the game, but I expected them to lose, honestly, because Durant is A1 scorer. Harden is a baller, and I just think the Nets just from a talent level or superstar level, it's just they're cut above. And everybody probably will have the Nets going to the Eastern Conference Finals anyway. Them with Milwaukee um, to be in it. So for me, it wasn't like a surprise that they lost that game. But I am encouraged, though. Aaron, how you feel about the Washington Wizards so far?
Yeah, this is the first time I've actually watched them play in a long time. Um, I thought even against the Nets, they couldn't hit shots, and the Nets hit everything, but they didn't look like outmanned and outcoached as badly as they typically would in those situations. Even though the score looks crazy, They just could they took bad shots and they couldn't hit shots. Nobody could hit threes all night.
Mhm.
Bill, Kuzma was taking some bad shots. It seemed like they just nothing would fall. Meanwhile, everything that the Nets putting up was going in the basket. So, I,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm optimistic about these Bama's going forward, and they're not going to be facing a team with the caliber talent of the Nets every night. So, I think more often
Mhm.
than not, I'll be expecting them to win games going in. They're not going to win them all, but I'll be expecting them to win going in against most teams.
Yeah, no, I definitely am high on them. Let's see if they can sustain it.
And they
Um,
should get better. It's early. New players,
it,
new coach.
it should get better. I've actually in the games that the three games that they played, the rotations. You always kind of wonder about those rotations and who's going to play and who's going. I think you know. Wes Unseld Jr. has done a good job in mixing in some of these players that, you know, I just I was kind of like, where's their place on the team? Like, how are they gonna, function on the team with all these new players? And it seems like we have an established starting roster. It seems like we have an established secondary. I see him, doing some interchanging with some of the guys. Bertans getting some minutes here and there. I think he played a little more with Bradley Bill being out. I like Gafford. I think he gives you a lot of energy on the defensive end. Offensively, he gives you energy.
Offensive
Uh,
rebounds, crazy.
Offensive rebounds. He's kind of playing his role. You get Montrezl Harrell in there, who can do a lot of different things. I mean, I, I I'm really, if they can sustain their health. What's up with Bryant? Is he
He a
healthy
bum.
enough to come?
Get him out of here. So one of the issues I think the team is going to end up having as they get
Mhm,
healthier and Rui comes back from his
mhm.
whatever that is, um, they got too many bodies of players like able-bodied players who I, I don't use the word deserve, but who
Mhm.
would warrant getting minutes.
Okay.
And trying to play everybody might hurt the team and the chemistry and the development more than picking out your rotation and maybe making a move to get a second score like a two guard. Um, it's not going to be somebody elite, but you can get somebody who can maybe come like a Lou Williams caliber of player. I
Mhm.
think to either come off the bench or just offer some scoring help when Bradley Beal's not having it. Um, so I think there's some moves to be made,
Mhm.
especially with this being the last year of Bradley Beal's contract and the decision going to have to be made in that regard as far as if he's not going to be signing as it leads up to the trade deadline. Like, what are you going to do? So they got good problems to have, but only time going to tell.
Yeah. Nah. Agreed. I you bring up an interesting point when Rui gets healthy. Bryant, some of these other guys that have had a place in this team. How do you mix these guys in and maintain this level of like team first mentality? I I don't know. You have. I mean, isn't Rui he about to be in a contract year? So he gonna want minutes. He gonna want touches.
And I
Uh,
think he wants touches, but I think with Bryant, he doesn't fit in with what the bigs that they have now. High
mhm,
energy, high athleticism, offensive rebounds, playing defense, changing shots at the basket. Bryant doesn't offer you any of that. He's
yeah,
undersized. He's not athletic. I think you got to find a way to not be stealing minutes from somebody else to give to him.
yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And I think once Wes kind of understands the dynamic of the team and some of the places and who fits and who doesn't, then making a trade sooner than later to try to get some viable pieces that can actually help you get to that next level, I think needs to be priority number one. Because you're right, we have a lot of bodies on this roster, and everybody seemingly deserves to play, but only five Batmans is on the floor at a time, though. It is what it is. So
I can't recall
I
this issue here ever since I've been a Rubens
ever
fan.
and I think if we just gonna keep it all the way 100, Spencer Dinwiddie, right? Oh, he's already proven he need to be on the floor. Bradley Beal, Stant. I think outside of those two, Kuzma's making a case for himself. I still need to see more, but I think them three you probably and Gafford,
He's so
and then
valuable. even though you don't necessarily see in the box score how this Bama dog. He's so valuable to this team.
He alters shots. He gets blocks. He can play against other bigs. He's athletic. I think there's room for improvement from his scoring, maybe just perimeter shooting. But like honestly, if he's just doing the dirty work and you have a complimentary like Montrezl Harrell to like come and they can play together and do dirty work, like
He's
it
only
it just
23 too, dog. Like,
yeah,
don't
it's
mess this up.
yeah, it's huge. I mean, they paid him, so that's half the battle. But I like what I see out of him, and I'm interested to see, as people get healthy, like what their rotations are like. We'll revisit it, each and every week and kind of talk about it. Um, on to another basketball team. They going through some troubles. Maybe it's just too early. But the other night, the LA Lakers ain't look too.
This is how it began, Doris.
Yeah. Anthony goes over to Dwight. When Dwight stands up, Anthony puts his hands on him, and that seems to agitate Dwight Howard. And this
So you got Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard going at it like already. We only 3 games in, dog. Is our Lakers finished? Because it looked like they out of sync. Other night, Rondo pointing the gun at the fan, get the
I love
fan kicked
Rondo.
out. I do too. But like like what is we doing? Is the Lakers? I mean, is it too early? I mean, LeBron James is leading the league in scoring. Or he's like top at I think 27 points a game. So what's going on?
I think they're old. I think they lack shooting.
Mhm.
I think they have to play a certain style to be able to win. And so I think they're gonna have to make a move as well. I think signing Westbrook is what signing Westbrook is. It's the same issues we had here last year. So he's great by himself, but when you try to fit him into a team concept, especially with another player that has to dominate the ball to be successful, it's it's just tough because it seems like more can go wrong than can go right.
Mhm.
And I don't know that another team would be able to take him on with that salary, so you're almost stuck with him. And then Rondo, it's just they lack shooting, dog. They got to make a move.
Yeah. You got to make a move. I think this is something. I mean, Westbrook comes out and says, they don't have to worry about it. Like people overreacting, they'll be fine or whatever. I just when you wrecking Bama's on your own team off break, to me, that's all about chemistry. People don't like each other. People saying stuff to other people, and that whole when you got a lot of like people who have been the man in the space and having to like transition out of that, or it just can just bring about problems. Now, we all know the cure all is winning. If you win, everything is good, dog. We high five and going to the Sizzler, eating steak dinners. But if you losing, it changes the dynamic of everything. And I just think this is probably stem from training camp and just hodgepodging the players together, dog, with no real formula. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I really don't.
It is
Um,
early though, and they still have talent, so they should. I don't see them missing the playoffs or anything like
mhm.
that. But as far as looking at them as a no-brainer championship contender in the West, like it's going to be a breeze, I don't see that. LeBron will have to work.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's saying they need to move some guys, try to get some draft picks and stuff like that. I mean, that's the future, but LeBron trying to win now, dog. That clock ticking. He gonna do any and everything. And right now, he has the franchise hamstrung. They're not trying to get younger. They're not looking for the future because that would mean that he would have to develop guys and do all types of stuff. That's not part of the plans, though. It's not part of the plans. Um, On to some football. Washington football team lost to the Green Bay Packers on Sunday.
Spectacular.
Uh, Taylor Heineke was lackluster. Threw for 278, one touchdown, one interception. They couldn't generate any offense really like that.
Sack fumble.
Defense, sack fumble. Uh, I mean, Ron Rivera was asked this week about Deshaun Watson and the possibility of them going after Deshaun Watson. Right now, the asking price for Deshaun Watson is 2 ones and 2 players.
That's
If
a
you're Ron
no-brainer to me.
Rivera, are you making that move?
If the price is that low, you have to make the move. 2 ones and 2 players? Because they were talking 4 ones at first and players. So I think that's a no-brainer. That's
But do
less than
you
you paid for
hold out?
RG3.
Do you hold out and maybe get it to 1-1?
Nah, because the trade deadline is coming up next week. So you're going to hold out and be stuck with Heineke trying to prove a
Well,
point.
we stuck with Heineke
That's what I'm
trying
saying.
to prove a point already.
Yeah, and what's the record? 2-5. And if they don't beat Denver, it's going to get real toxic around here because the schedule doesn't ease up after that.
It does not ease up. The schedule does not ease up. If you do not beat Denver,
Then you got Tampa, you got Dallas. Dog, it's going to get ugly. You talking about
unless you
losing
have
5, 6 in a row.
so you don't think that from a PR standpoint to bring in Deshaun Watson is like counterintuitive to the progress that you set out to make?
The only thing is this particular franchise, as far as the NFL concerned, is sexual assault city because they got all this other crazy stuff going on with management out here touching stuff they're not supposed to touch. So
Duh.
it couldn't be worse timing as far as taking that kind of a risk with a player who has the same kind of issues that you're fighting in the media now. Congress asking for emails to be released and stuff because your management can't keep their hands to themselves.
Dog, and Dan out here skating, dog, like Nicky Barnes out here. He ain't can't nobody touch him.
That's what happens when you
I
keep
feel
your
like
hands to yourself, dog.
they trying to get this man, dog. They trying to get the team about his hands.
Yeah, Bezos putting up that bread to try to get everything out he can get, but it's not working. Unless you catch Dan with a smoking gun, it's not working.
Dog, unless you got him in the email, though, they can Donald Sterling the man.
But he on email.
Yeah, you're right. Bro. So you making a move for Deshaun Watson. 20
100%.
sexual assaults and all. You just gonna take a
100%.
chance. 2 ones, 2 players.
Yes.
For you gonna give him a 1 this year and a 1 next year.
Yes.
I'm doing it too.
You have to.
Because honestly, you're not going to find a QB, even if you get Deshaun Watson on your team, right? And you catch hell and flag, and they say, oh no, because apparently Deshaun Watson said he's not signing an NDA, and he's not.
He wants it public. He wants the settlement public.
So the Bama, if he's taking that approach, then clearly, for a guilty Bama just going to take the L and just get back to bit. You know what I'm saying? And just pay the bread up and just keep it moving. So the fact he's not doing that, to me, that brings more credibility to his case. To me. So you bring him onto your team.
And
right?
He's not playing this year, but that's fine.
He's not playing this year. That's fine because you was going to have to ride with Taylor Heineke anyway. And be a bum, sorry. Even if he was to play, it's not like he can revive your whole squad and bring y'all back to prominence, whatever. So he probably was going to sit out anyway, right? Next year, you probably get him back to be able to play, but then you go into the draft, you don't have a 1, but at least you have the picks that you play, you can just add to what you build on the team.
They don't
and
have
you
a 1
have
this
your
year.
quarterback. What do you mean they don't have a 1? They got a 1?
Where?
Who they said they didn't give? Who they give a 1 for?
What first round pick they got on the field that you see this year?
No, I'm saying they're gonna be picking in the top 15.
They weren't picking in the top 15 last year. Where the number 1 pick they had last year? You see anybody flashing on the field? So what difference does it make if they're gonna pick a bum, dog? This is the thing when it comes to a quarterback. He can fix a lot of issues because you're in a franchise that's going to be incompetent going forward. That's not going to change. They're going to miss on a lot of players in the draft. This past draft class is all trash. like busty the whole draft class.
No, the
So
whole class is busty,
they're going
dog.
to miss on picks. They're going to miss on free agents.
Facts.
They're going to have poor coaching because they love dinosaurs here. They want to play 1950s football. And there's a lot
Facts.
of nepotism that goes on here. So it's going to be
Facts.
cousins and brothers and sons and uncles over here calling plays
Facts.
on both sides of the ball. You need an elite level quarterback because he's going to be able to fix
The-
some of that to where if you even hit a little bit, you hit 50% of the time on your draft picks, or less, you hit 30% of the time to
Mhm.
have at least three other studs on the roster over the course of his career, and you have a chance.
And dog, and great players like a Deshaun Watson automatically elevates the play of your team.
They have three more wins
Defense,
this year if Deshaun is playing instead of Heineke. They have three more wins this year. And you're talking about
agreed.
a division, even though the team is still trash, and you're not better than Dallas, you're still talking about division championship because you know how the idiots are here. So, like, people can say what they want to say. This organization is not confident enough to build a team and then go find a quarterback.
You
You'll
gotta
be
pull
here
the
30
trigger.
more years. Yeah.
You gotta pull the trigger. Washington football team, but you know how we do black quarterbacks here, dog. You already know how we do it. Even with Deshaun Watson here, you know how the media gonna go down, dog. You already know, Aaron.
They're going to grade him harder, but he's elite. So he's going to win. That's the difference. Like, look at RG3 in 2012. Like, even though you end up seeing how racist Northern Virginia is and how many coons we got in our fan base, when he was winning, everybody was slurping him. So that's basically what it is. The Bama's going to win, so you don't have to worry about as much of the toxic stuff like what happened with Haskins that they're excusing and apologizing for now with Heineke. You don't have to worry about that because the Bama's going to be winning.
I'm sold. I'm sold, Aaron. Are we starting the Deshaun train?
Though you win the Chargers game with Deshaun. If you look at what you got out of the quarterbacks you had, you win that game. You win the Atlanta game. You win the Giants game. You got thrashed by Kansas City, but
Yeah.
with the way Kansas City played in the
But
first half,
you might
you
have
would
had
have
a chance.
right. You probably would have won taking advantage of those two turnovers instead of getting the 13 points you got from Heineke. The
Dog,
defense holds Green Bay to 24 points, and he gives them 10 points. So it's just dog.
I'll say this with Deshaun Watson, you have a chance every week, period.
Every
No
week.
matter what team you're facing, you got a chance because you have a dynamic quarterback. They needed, I mean, they got to pull the trigger, dog. They have to.
They won't.
And I know it's a PR hit, and I know people gonna be like, yeah, how would you do that? Blah blah. And Dan Snyder, blah blah. But people who know football gonna be silently like they gonna bash you in the media, but then behind the scenes, I'm like, they gonna have more than a fantasy team, dog. So
They
you gotta
already
do
have
it.
the worst attendance in the league. What is it going to hurt to bring a Bama that don't know that people going to be mad about? What's going to happen? You going to have less fans in the stands? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
Saints game too. You're right, Jeremy.
Yeah, nah, facts. You gotta pull up all the stops, dog, and get Deshaun on here because you don't know. Y'all don't know how to draft. So even if we got the first round draft picks, Bama's don't know what to do with it. You looking like you about to be sorry for real. So at least if this year you're sorry and you give up, because I know a team will be like, oh yeah, we want that Washington football team pick because they're gonna be sorry. So they might get a top 5, top 6 pick, whatever, this year. And then the following year, you should be much better. You should be in the 20s. And so giving up a first round pick is more like a second round pick, and it won't hurt you that much. I think you got to do it, dog. I think you got to do it. I think you got to do it if you're the Washington football team. Go ahead, get that man, dog.
This
Just don't
Bama need
have this
counseling
Bama.
too, dog. He got
Yeah,
to have a handle on, like,
yeah,
no massages outside
yeah,
the facility. None
no,
of
yeah,
that, dog.
dog. You gotta treat the Bama like they did Pac-Man Jones back in the day,
Yeah.
dog.
He can't go
You
scot
got
free. You got to watch this joker,
yeah.
dog.
You gotta put a Bama right next to him. Can't be no joker. He can swindle with the cash. It got to be damn right hand man and somebody like keep him close, dog. Cause you can't have no scandal out of this Bama, dog. No scandal. Get him a TikTok and whatever, dog. But don't let him Don't let him out your sight, though. Please. But y'all got to make that move, Washington. Y'all got to make that move.
Is Heineke
Okay.
spectacular still or no? I just want to go on the record before we move on. Is Heineke still spectacular?
Dog, Heineke is a 6 out of 10, dog. That's what he is. Yeah. He is 6 out of 10, dog. He just enough to get you through. But
Through the
you're
what?
not.
The draft?
Yeah, dog. He a stop. He the definition of a stopgap, dog.
So let's put Fitzpatrick in, and he never got hurt week 1. You still think they're 2-5?
Yeah, I do. 3-5 at best, but yeah, somewhere close. We don't have enough weapons for us to be good.
I disagree. I think they're loaded with weapons. I think the quarterback doesn't have the arm to get it to the weapons.
Okay,
I see
that's fair
Terry.
enough.
I see Terry McLaurin
McLaurin,
running butt naked downfield on bombs every game, but the quarterback can't get it to him. So when he throws those punts that Terry has to jump ball from 30 yards away and end up getting touchdowns that should be interceptions. You saw that in how many games this season?
every game. Yeah, I like to me he a stopgap, dog. He the little door stopper, Joe. You know, you put on the back of the door, you slam it so the door don't mess up the wall. But that's it, dog. That's it. So, I mean, hopefully, I don't know what they thinking about. If they saying 2-1s is too much, then they on hard drugs because right now we don't have nothing. Like, and y'all are not good enough to be. It's one thing the Patriots to be like 2-1s is not like too much because they have a better track record at drafting players that can play. We just don't. I mean,
Let's just do it this way. Since the fan base hates Chase Young so much, Chase Young and Jamin Davis for Deshaun Watson. Would you do that? But then just the sound of draft picks in their brains, dog, just does something to them. It releases dopamine or something in their brain. I don't understand it. Where they like make these things, these like magical, like your team never drafts elite players. So get that out your mind. You keep waiting for this first round pick that's going to come in and just change life and change culture. Not going to happen in this town. So go ahead and give up your 2-1s, get a Hall of Famer, and call it a career, dog.
yeah, nah, that's what's gonna have to do it, dog. That's what they're gonna have to do. That's what they're gonna have to do if we're gonna have a chance at this season at all. On to our games, dog. Before we get on our games, dog, you saw the Dave Chappelle 5-minute little.
Nah, I ain't see it.
Oh, so he has I don't even know where he's at. I thought the Bama wasn't going to talk about it no more, but it's a video that's circulating. He basically says that he not meeting no demands of the LBGT community, and that if they want to talk to him, it's going to be at the place of his choosing. And he said he open to have a conversation, but two things need to happen. You got to watch his special all the way to the end. And he said some other stuff. But then he said after that, he was like, he has a video. Well, no, he has a documentary movie that he's releasing out. And a lot of the, like, I guess people who were going to take his documentary, they like wouldn't take it because of the closer comments and all that stuff with the special. I've seen the documentary. Actually, the documentary is like, it's really good, honestly. And it's not like, it's not even like the closer. It's totally different. I actually saw it at the Kennedy Center with the missus. So we got to see it, like, it was when they had a screening for it. So we saw it. And the Bam is genius, dog. Because one, he about to get the whole LGBT community to go watch his whole special. One, and size it on Netflix still. Two, he said he's like basically creating this demand for people to see his movie documentary special jump by saying that they won't let you see it. So, Bama's always want to do what they tell you can't do. Like, it's just, it's a psychological move, and it's so genius because 98% of people are dumb. So they going to fall for the joke certain time.
Bama's gonna be
Eric,
googling. Oh, where can I
yeah,
find this
where
shirt?
can
Where
I
can I
find
see
it,
it?
Joe? Then they're gonna be pressed to go see it wherever it's shown. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna cake because it's his project, independent, and he's big enough where he don't need those big people to like kind of like facilitate his material and his stuff. So yeah, never smooth move by Dave Chappelle. And like, yeah, dog, Bama's on top, dog. He on top. All right, on our games for this week. So we have the games for this week. I know Jeremy's on with us. Last week I did terrible, dog. I did terrible. I think I put it the scores and everything in the chat. Dog, I slummed, dog. I was trying to come back this week and then just had another terrible week. Dog, this joint is killing me, bro. Like this joint is killing
Oh,
me.
the Rams jacked the money by half a point, playing around with the lines.
Yeah, this joint is no good, dog. No good. All right, so let's look at it here. So right now, Jeremy in the lead with 62. Aaron, you right behind him with 60. I'm right behind you with 57. So I'm 3 games back from you. And then D's trailing behind with 47. So he's 10 behind me. He had another bad week, just like I did. I had 5 wins, D had 6, you had 8, and Jeremy had 8. So, all right, this week we got games. First game we're gonna go to on the docket: Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. The Bucks are favored -5
I see you.
against the Saints. Yeah, we out here, dog. We trying to get it together. Uh, who we rocking with?
Tampa in a lot.
Tampa Bay in the lock -5. You heard about the fan who caught the 600 ball? Like, what's his name? Mike
Mike
Evans took the
Evans.
ball to the stands and the kid gave it to the dude. The dude got season tickets, signed jerseys, all types of stuff, dog. I'm like, they didn't want to give up that bread though.
Yeah, because Alabama could have got $1 million for that joint, dog.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Easy. Easy. He could have just been like, nah. Like the Bama came in politics, and I just been like, nah. 250K, and then I'll leave you alone. You can
Right.
have it
Bama should
back.
have had season tickets, Super Bowl tickets,
Yeah. Let me
all that.
get season tickets and 250K, and you can have it back. Because honestly, that's nothing.
He
That's
could have got $1
nothing.
million. It might not have been a meal, but he could have got that bread. The
He could have
only
got, yeah,
600 touchdown passes in the league history.
right? Yeah. Listen, I'm starting negotiations at 250K. I want that off break. Just go ahead, cash out. I'll take care of the taxes myself. 250K. I want season tickets, free concessions too. I want the wristband. I can just walk to any concession, get a hot dog, hamburger, fries, and a drink for free. Dog, automatic. I mean, what he got is cool. Like what he got is cool, but yeah, you should have held on a little bit longer, champ. A little bit longer. I'm going with this. I'm going with the Saints in this one. I know Jameson and them been struggling. They played a tough game last night. But I'm gonna go with the Saints, dog. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it, Jeremy. Tom Brady got to come on my podcast. Automatic. That jump gonna jump your numbers up 200,000 people, dog. Off break. Yeah, you thinking smart, Jeremy. You thinking smart. Who you going with though? I'm gonna go ahead and take the Saints. Aaron, you going with the Bucks. D gonna send us his picks offline.
I'm going undefeated this week.
Undefeated?
Undefeated.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got the Saints. Aaron got the Bucks. I don't know if Jeremy hand broke it or something or what you doing, bro. Bucks. All right. You going with the Bucks. We're going with New Orleans. Okay. Next on the docket. San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. Bears are underdogs at home, +3. Dog, the team throwing Nagy under the bus right now, dog.
Yeah, it's a fail.
They saying that the Bama, part of the reasons why there's no chemistry on offense is because Justin Fields ain't getting no offensive snaps during the training camp. They didn't let him play with the first team. And so it's a work in progress, and they're trying to build chemistry during the season, which is hard to do. Allen
And the
Robinson
O-line
threw
trash.
O-line trash. Allen Robinson then said, threw him under the bus. Some other players threw him under the bus. Like, I thought Nagy would have done better than this, though, because
Yeah, he fumbled the situation, so he gonna get fired. He done.
yeah,
Unless they go on a run, he done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who are you going with?
Is Garoppolo the bum gonna be the only one playing this week? Because I think Trey Lance still hurt, right?
Trey Lance was hurt. He had a sprained knee. They had a bye week. He came back. He didn't play. He'll probably be available for this game, I'm anticipating, or not. I mean, it just depends. I'm going with the 49ers, though. I feel like Chicago, they out of it, dog. Jeremy's picking the 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers.
Okay, so we unanimous on the 49ers. Okay. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored -13.5. That's a pretty steep spread there. But Dolphins are another team that's been mentioned in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes and are actively calling and figuring out what the price is for Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson says openly that that's a place where he wants to go, Miami. I know he has the no trade clause, so while we want him to come to Washington, it may not be a situation where he wants to be here. So that also is a part of it. But who you got here?
I'm gonna take Dolphins.
Dolphins been losing some tough ones. Buffalo's coming off a bye. Aaron is taking the Dolphins. Jeremy's taking the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be a Lone Ranger. I'm going to go with the Bills, dog. They're a good team to pick and be the Lone Ranger, so I'm going to rock with it. Next game on the docket, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are underdogs at home, 0.5 point. Who are you rocking with? Tennessee blew the doors off of Kansas City. Blew the doors off of who did they play last week?
They
blew the doors off them. I'll tell you. Tight Chiefs. They played the Chiefs that last week. Then they played who they played before that. I don't know. But they winning, though. They winning in dramatic fashion. Henry looked real. This Bama throwing touchdown passes. They clicking on all cylinders with hurt receivers. Jeremy's going with the Titans. This is a divisional matchup, dog. And I'm going to go with the Colts in this one. I'm going to go with the Colts. I know that's going against the grain, but here we go, dog. This is where I make my either comeback or I go further in the hole, just straight like that. I'm going with the Colts. Y'all, you and Jeremy going with the Titans. Okay. Next on the docket, we got the Dallas Cowgirls. I'm sorry, Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are underdogs +2.
Oh yeah, give me Dallas. Cakewalk.
Dallas over the Minnesota Vikings.
Cakewalk.
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys over the Minnesota Vikings as well. And Jeremy is going to rock with his boys. And even though I would take a walk on the wild side and take Kirk Cousins in the Minnesota Vikings, that will just be pure stupidity. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. Lions are underdogs at home 3.5. They played a tough game against the Rams. They played a tough one against the Rams. You could see that Jared Goff was on get back. He was trying to, prove a point. But in the end, the Rams is just a better team. Just flat out, dog. They just have more playmakers. Jalen Ramsey made a big play at the end of that game. Detroit is back again trying to get 1 W. The Philadelphia Eagles have lost their running back and Miles Sanders to ankle injury. Now they have to lean on Kenneth Gainwell and Scott. Who are you rocking with, dog?
I think the Eagles are going to win, but I think Detroit's going to cover. That 3.5 is high for the Eagles to me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions as well to win their first game of the season.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeremy's going with the Lions. So we're unanimous on the Lions. Interesting. Okay. D's not here to talk about his boys getting a W. They job manhandled them dudes, dog.
Sam Darnold.
They dog. This is the thing. We've been told people Sam Darnold's some trash, but they try to get all hype. When them crossers once they figure out the crossers is all this Bama can throw, he done. He done, dog. Would a real Sam Darnold stand up, please? New York Giants, 10-point underdogs to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs have not impressed. Dog, can we just is it the baby?
I told you, dog.
Is it
no
the money?
Kids allowed.
He got the bread. Was it the bread?
He got 3 Aisha Currys around him making commentary, and now he got a kid, though. It's all fail. His wife, his baby mother, and his not his wife and his baby mother. His wife, his brother, sister, and his mother. Dog, they out of control.
Dog, what happened to my man Mahomes, dog?
He finished.
He was on his way to greatness. This Bama looking real regular, dog. He just like
he gonna cover this week, though.
He gonna cover this week?
Yeah.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. I'm tempted to go with the Giants. These Bamas do not cover, Aaron.
They covered against Washington.
They did cover against Washington. I'm going to go with the New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with the Giants, dog, plus the 10.
You rocking that way too, Jeremy?
Nah, Jeremy going with Mahomes reluctantly. He said reluctantly. But he going with the Chiefs. You going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Giants. I learned something from Jeremy last week. He went against the grain. We slandered him. Bama won. Green Bay Packers at the Arizona Cardinals. I think this is the Thursday night game. No Devontae Adams. He in COVID protocol. So it's going to be Allen Lazard,
Rashad Randall Cobb,
Randall
Aaron Jones.
Cobb, Aaron Jones party versus what I'm gonna say is the MVP of the league right now, Kyler Murray. He's special, bro. But I know the Cardinals cannot go undefeated, dog, this season. They can, but I just don't think that they will.
Let's pull up the schedule and see.
This is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
Jeremy's saying Alan Lazard in protocol also. Hold on, bro. Is that true? You trying to scare me, dog. I got him on my fantasy league. I don't need that Batman protocol. I need him on the field. Let him play with the COVID, dog. I need him.
These Bama's might go 15-2, dog. It's only like 2 games where the other team is even gonna have a chance to beat these Bama's. They might go 15-2.
And this is one of them.
This one I don't think is winnable anymore if you're talking about Lazard and Devontae Adams in protocol. Because Green Bay is good, they're really good, but their offense hasn't been hitting on all cylinders the way you would think when you look at their record. So they're going to need that offense against this Kyler Murray team because they're going to put up points. And Green Bay's secondary is 450 baked. So it might not necessarily be by 3.5, but I think Arizona's going to squeak this one out.
These Thursday night games is tricky, bro.
Because you just if they in protocol and it's Thursday, so they definitely not playing. Yeah, it's about to be a rough
one. I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals. They got their whole roster, dog.
I'm going Cardinals too.
I'm going Cardinals. We're unanimous, all on the Cardinals. Okay. All right. Next game on the docket: Jacksonville Jaguars at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are favored -3.5. Seahawks coming off a Monday night loss to the Saints. Seahawks again without Russell Wilson.
And that's a huge trip, dog, to go from Jacksonville to Seattle. That might be the furthest a team can travel in the NFL.
It is.
Give me Jacksonville to cover.
Walk on the wild side. I'm gonna go with Seattle. For some strange reason, I think like I know what you call it is
Gino
chomping at the bit to get back into the game, though.
Oh,
Russ. And I don't know how long it'll be, but I know as soon as this Bama can close his hand and his finger feel well enough to play, he will be playing. So I'm gonna go with Seattle in this one. Jaguars, Aaron and Jeremy are taking the Jaguars. I'm Lone Ranger on Seattle. Okay. All right. Bengals at Jets. Jets are the sorriest team in the NFL. Jamar Chase might be the best receiver in the NFL.
Rookie of the year. It's over with.
He's nice.
And he might get offensive MVP.
He might get offensive MVP. He's leading the league in receiving yards as we speak. Bama was making spectacular grabs against the Ravens secondary, spinning out of stuff, getting loose, showing wheels, juke moves, everything, dog, in the arsenal. I mean, I think it might have been what's his name's best day, just throwing to that Bama. He's unguardable. I'm going with the Bengals. Joe Flacco is better than Zach Wilson. That's a fact.
I'm going Bengals.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals too. We unanimous Bengals. Patriots at Chargers. Chargers coming off a bye. They are 5.5-point favorites to beat the Patriots. Who you got? Mac Jones and them mudholed the Jets last week. So
I got the Chargers to win, but not by 5.5. So give me the Patriots.
Wow. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm gonna go with Chargers to win by a touchdown. Jeremy and Aaron are going with the Patriots. I'm the Lone Ranger again.
No, it's gonna be great or terrible for you this week.
Oh my goodness,
Boom or
dog.
bust.
Oh, boom or bust. Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are favored -3. Matt
Push.
Ryan and them have been playing well. They've been beating sorry teams, which you need to do to stay relevant in the NFL. Carolina Panthers have taken a turn. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, people were saying that these dudes had been turned around. Matt Rule had turned around the Panthers and that they were, headed for the playoffs. And this is what Matt Rule does. He changes teams around and all of that. Now, 7 weeks in,
He ain't
they
turning
look
around
still
Sam
like
Darnold.
some trash. He ain't turning around nothing because they look still like some trash. And it's starting with Sam Darnold. I know D tried to give him credit a week and a half ago, but when
Bum.
when the crossers, Aaron, can you tell the people, dog, we know football?
No, we told y'all that was Kirk Cousins' little cousin. So Bama should have listened when we told y'all that crossing routes are imperative for this Bama to have success. If they jam Bama's up on the crossing routes and take that away and make him have to make reads down the field, it's over with. Turnovers coming.
So they're gonna have to like hook his head set up where they telling him where to throw the ball at. That's what they're gonna have to do. Cause if it's up to him, turnover. So, but the Atlanta Falcons aren't a good football team either. They're just beating worse football teams. I'm going to go with Carolina only because I feel like this is do or die for them. If they do not win this, after getting embarrassed by the New York Giants, like if you do not beat the Atlanta Falcons, then your season is over. This is it. This is where you talk to your team, say, hey, if we don't win this game, dog, ain't nobody safe. Bama's is playing for their jobs next year. That's just straight like that. So I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers. Jeremy's going with the Falcons. Aaron, who you going with?
Panthers.
Aaron is going with the Panthers. I was gonna be scared if y'all left me on the island again with the
No, you know I'm
Panthers,
not rocking
though.
with Matt Ryan. He done forever.
Okay. Now we got the Rams at the Houston Texans. 14 points.
14.
14.
Give me the Rams though.
I'm going with the Rams, though. There's no question. Can't go with Houston.
They did say Tyrod is practicing Wednesday though. I don't know if that means he's gonna have a chance to play this week, but Tyrod is practicing Wednesday.
If Tyrod plays in his game, he will get hurt again. I'm going with the Rams. So Jeremy's going with the Rams. You going with the Rams. We're unanimous. Okay, game of the week. The Washington football team at the Denver Broncos. Denver is favored by 3 points in Denver. I'm going to go with Denver. Patrick Surtain and all of them Bamas are better than Washington football team and what we got.
Your boy had better arm strength in Denver though. That elevation, he might get a little more zip on the ball.
I told you I'm not picking us for the rest of the year, dog.
I'm gonna make a donation. Give me the Washington football team. Taylor Heineke about to turn it around.
Dog,
Get
you
y'all a
gonna be Kirk.
W.
You gonna Kirk on them. Dog.
Nah, this is a donation right here.
I'm not. I can't go with Taylor Heineke in them. I can't do it, dog. I
10
can't
points ain't
do
enough.
it.
13 points ain't enough.
Jeremy, what you gonna do? He trying to think it out. He don't know. We already
This is a must win. This is a
Washington
must
football
win.
team. Dog, listen. You remember the last must win they had was the Atlanta Falcons, and
And
you
they
know they
won.
had Bama's on pins and needles. They did win, but what I'm saying is they had Bama's on pins and needles the whole way.
They cannot lose this game. Harold, if they lose this game, it's gonna get so bad here. So bad.
We needed to be bad. So maybe they'll think rationally and go after Deshaun Watson At least try and say, we threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at this Bama to try to get him, and he turned us down and said no. But you got to try.
It's going to get
And,
so bad.
and a loss is the only thing that pushes you to the edge that far. So I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Jeremy's going with Washington football team. You going with Washington football team. I don't know if I was just going to be interesting to see what these picks are. He going to send them in because I'm out here on the island. Last game we got here, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Browns coming off a surprise win in my book versus the Denver Broncos. Case Keenum, your boy,
Cooking. He ain't
cooking.
He did enough.
He did enough.
If he was here, y'all record would be better. But it's cool.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are surprise underdogs. Nick Chubb will be back to play in this game. Steelers coming off a bye. Who you rocking with?
I'm taking the Steelers.
Jeremy's taking the Steelers. I'm also taking the Steelers plus the 3.5. Only makes sense. Y'all thought I was going to walk on the wild side all the way. No. Not that dumb. And those are our games for this week. We going to see who comes out on top next week because there's a lot of Lone Rangers in there that I got. Before we get out of here, I got the dunks for the week. And some of these jumps was mean. So I'm going to play this clip for these dunks of the week, dog, and let the see what Jeremy talking about. Interesting fact about Jared Goff, he is still winless when coached by someone other than Sean McVay.
I forgot about Jeff Fisher was his head coach.
Yeah.
No win.
Oh my gosh, dog. Jeff Fisher's trash. All right, before we get out of here, let's look at these dunks of the week. See what Bama's was doing out here.
11 on the shot clock. Brandon can get there. Hey,
they forced the turnover. Edwards. Yeah! Ants are better.
Running with Trey. Bounce to Herter. Lob to Collins!
Numbers for Boston. Brown. Oh, my goodness.
He sees Miles right there. Wow. 20 with 9 to go. Very comfortable.
Oh, my! John!
4 now. Oh, wow.
Good challenge by Plumlee. That's what he brings to this year's club. Bridges. Oh, my goodness! Rips it down with the right hand!
Dude, look at this pass right here. Left hand over the head. Miles says, who's that to? It's to 0. Punch it in.
Dog, that Jaylen Brown jump was mean.
Me.
That jump was mean. Dog, and for me, you get an extra layer of respect when you dunk on another dunker. Like when you dunk on somebody who be dunking on people, and you dunk on him, like for all the people that he dunked on, you just get another extra layer of respect in my book, dog. So those are the dunks, of the week. I'll try to have a dunks of the week each week. Put them jumps up, see who getting posterized. Yeah, because when I was a kid, we used to have the posters on the all in your room. Bama's getting dunked on. Kids don't even do posters no more, do they?
They got phones. It's just like the magazines from the question of the day.
Yeah, you're right, dog.
Whatever you want to see, you can just pull it up in that moment.
Yeah, you're right, dog. It's a new day. Follow us at OSS980, Other Side of Sports on IG. Share the content. Follow us each and every Wednesday. Tuesday we have a show. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. I'm trying to get her on, soon to talk about the Nuggets. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man. Shout out to Benner Knows Best. Aaron, you watching that World Series? Atlanta and Houston?
Hell
Yeah,
no. I ain't know baseball was still going. Has to be 100% honest. Until I saw everybody talking about the Braves is going to the series.
Oh, no. They
Dusty
don't
Baker
care.
in there though. Dusty Baker on the other side, so we'll see.
Yeah. That would revive them, dog. Yeah, that's our show, and we out.